Hey, what's up, guys? It's been forever, but I'm going to try to do some videos. I'm going to try to follow some of the clutches this year. Not all of them. I'll show highlights of some clutches during videos, but like for instance, I'm going to kind of go over clutch 1. Not the most crazy clutch ever, but thought it was interesting enough to start up in YouTube videos again. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the parents of clutch 1, and then we'll see the babies. I'll tell you a little bit about the genetics. Alright? Okay, so this is Mom, just a nice high contrast regular albino female that I produced. Cameras never pick up albinos what they really look like, but gives you an idea of Mom. Alright, and then Dad is another animal I produced. Alright, let me get Mom out of there. So Dad, alright, what I believe when it hatched was a pastel super GHI and or super chocolate het albino male. Now that I've seen the babies, I have a better idea of what I think he is. In the comments below, say what you think he is. His pairing, I produced him, his pairing definitely could produce a super GHI, super chocolate. Pastel, there could also have been lesser in there. But yeah, so I had him marked as a pastel, possible super GHI and or super chocolate. And I'll show you the babies and I'll tell you what I think he is now. Alright, my first babies out this year actually are my Woma pythons. I had 8 eggs. One baby was very underdeveloped in the egg and didn't make it. I ended up with 7 babies. I right now have them on paper towels. They just came out the other day. So I have 7 baby Woma pythons. They have not even shed yet. Those are my first babies of 2021. Very late season for me. I gotta change those paper towels. Hey, alright guys, so this is clutch 1, all except for it looks like this baby here have shed out. I have a feeling this guy's gonna be a late shedder. But everybody else, as you can see, have shed out. And you saw Dad at the beginning. And I haven't looked in the comments yet to see what you said you thought he was. But as you hopefully can see already, everything is obviously GHI. There's 3 GHI albinos. There's a pastel GHI, pastel GHI, pastel GHI, pastel GHI. Here are the little twins. They're both GHI. But you can see how tiny the twins are. Compared to... Oh! Guy tried to get me. There's another just regular GHI. So yeah, the twins are tiny. My first twins ever, by the way. So, Dad is definitely a pastel, super GHI, het albino. I'm pretty confident Dad has chocolate, and Dad might be a super chocolate. I'm actually probably going to label every one of these as possible chocolate. You know, none of them look like enough different from the others to say that, like, oh, this one has chocolate, but this one doesn't. But I would be surprised if none of them had chocolate in them. So, you know, I'm kind of torn. Some of these pastels are a little bit different from each other. But, yeah, I don't know. So, tell me what you think. Do they all look like they have chocolate? Which then would mean Dad is a super GHI, super chocolate? Or do some of them look like they may have chocolate, but some don't? Again, like this one here, too. I feel like maybe it looks a little bit more like it hasn't. I don't know. So, yeah, everything in here will be labeled possible chocolate. Obviously, everything's GHI, and then it's pretty simple. GHI albinos, pastel GHIs, and GHIs. So, yeah, not the craziest clutch in the world, but it was interesting. I got my first twins ever, and you can see how tiny they are. And I kind of figured out Dad. I know for sure he's a super GHI and a pastel. And like I said, he might be super chocolate, and these are all chocolates. Or he might just be a super pastel, pastel, super GHI chocolate. I have a couple more clutches that I'm supposed to get from him this year, so we will see. Most likely everything in this clutch will end up for sale, as I have adults basically of all these things already. So yeah, with that also being said, I want to show off the two visuals from my second clutch. So let me go ahead and show those real quick. Alright, so this was the third year in a row I did a double het to double het. Again, it was the 100% double het lavender albino ultramel to 100% double het lavender albino ultramel. Every year I've produced at least one obvious lavender albino and at least one obvious ultramel. I've had a lot of people tell me that the double visual will not actually be obvious enough to know that one of these will overpower the other. Now, which will overpower which is the hard thing to say, since I've produced both of them. Again, I held back a female from the very first clutch of the very first time I did this ultramel, and this one's a male, so I may keep him. I don't know. But yeah, I figured I'd show those both off. Ultramel is probably one of my favorite albinos that's coming out right now. Mutation Creation. They or actually not Billy, but Austin talks about it all the time. Brian at Beta My Exotics, he just produced some awesome ultramel stuff if you check him out as well. But I figured I'd show these two guys off. Everything else in here is just possible double hets. But there is some, polymorphism, or maybe it's the het role playing in there. Like this snake here is a little, brighter in color compared to some of the others in here. Just for being normals, there's differences. Look how much orange is on this one. But they will all just be sold as possible double het ultramel lavender albinos. So that was clutch 2. Clutch 3 and clutch 4, again, also not the most exciting things. I'll probably show some of them off in some upcoming videos, but I'm not going to do the whole here's mom and dad thing, because they're nothing like crazy. I know mom and dad's genetics, and I didn't like prove anything new out or anything like that. Actually I did. I proved a cinnamon specter that I bought as a cinnamon specter was just a cinnamon yellow belly. But anyhows, it happens. But with that all being said, guys, it was my first video that I'm getting out in a long time. It's been hard to film. Like right now, I finally got my wife to help me, and it's hard to get the help to get film done. But I'm going to try to do some videos this year, try to show some of the stuff off I'm producing. But it's a really late year for me, so the cool stuff will be coming, or the really cool stuff will be coming much later. Alright, with that being said, Osmond Reptiles out.